Hello there everybody, Sir Rookland here. We're back with another Project Moon game. Limbus Company. Face the sin. Save the ego. We'll get into what Limbus Company is in a moment. As we connect in, and I will go to explain to you why this is on the channel, why I'm playing it, and what I love about it. Because there's a lot to love. So, I have a few things because I've played quite a bit already, as you can see. So, much like the other Project Moon games, I believe all the characters are voiced in Korean. I might be wrong on that, I apologize if I am. But, Project Moon are very beloved on this channel. I've played Lobotomy Conversion, I've played Library of Eronia. I don't know if they have any other games, but I'm also playing this now. Now, Limbus is an app game. You can play this on a phone. It's not sponsored, by the way. Play this on a phone. I do think you should throw some love towards Project Moon, because I do love their game worlds and their game ideas. Have a very heavy random chance element to a lot of their games. With Lobo, it was, abnormalities being like, are you going to behave or not? With Library, obviously, it's the dice roll mechanic, and in here we have a coin mechanic. So, what is Limbus? Limbus is a gacha in the sense that you can get new things by using in-game currency. Since he wants to be chatty. What you start off with are your sinners, and when you open the game, you'll go through stuff. You also have Dante, or Date, as they sometimes call him. So you're not playing your own type of dude. You are playing as Date, who leads the 12 sinners. These sinners are... Well, I keep forgetting their name. Okay. These are the 12 sinners that we're playing as, or that we're helping through this. So this is Yi Sang, Faust, Don Quixote, Roshu, Mersault, Hong Lu, Gregor, Otis, Sinclair, Rodion, Ishmael, and Heathcliff. Now they all have their own. Obviously, there's a lot to do. As you can see, you can go always check the episodes out and see the little bits that you've done in there. If you ever missed it by accident, you clicked too much, you didn't click enough, etc. How this game's gacha system works is the following. Every so often, they will have a target extraction and a special extraction, which gives you new identities. There's also your standard extraction, which gives you the probability of getting other identities, and I'll go to explain that in a second, of the triple, double, and single varieties, how many there are of each, what the going rate is, and what the individual rate is. Now, I don't think they're ever planning to release more sinners. I think your sinners are what you get, and you just gotta hope that the ones that you like the most get cooler skins. Currently, at least as while I'm playing, we have the target attraction for Rodion. So for her, we have the Kurakumo Henchwoman, and if you recognize this name, congratulations, you played a Project Moon game. Now, what you can also get from these are abnormalities, or the egos. So for the standard one, you can get 2 he's or tefs, and of course, random events also can probably get. The battle pass also is giving you a few as well, both paid and non-paid. I don't know what the probabilities of getting one of her. Yeah, I don't think. Oh, there are some here still. Yeah, very low odds though. And what about this? Yeah, I think. It's still very early, I believe, and they're going to be probably adding a lot more cool egos from their other games and such. A few personal hopes. I actually, despite my loathing hatred for her, the Queen of Hatred and all those group, and all from her group are very much a possible welcome addition. There's also, of course, what's another one of my favorites? The Big and Will Be Bad Wolf, Red Riding Hood. Honestly, the monk would be fun to see. I'm going through a couple of the ones that I've fought and faced in my head. Now, moving on. Your character. Oh yeah, you can also when you rack up enough, as we call them in the Gotcha sphere, pity points, you can just get their, identities, which I'll explain in a second, or egos here. Or you can just get thread to upgrade them. So that's where we're going to. So as you can see, I'm going to use,
I swear I remember his name, not just that he's useful.
Yi Sang. Okay. So Yi, as you can see, has 3 identities. His LBC, or Limbus Company, I don't know what the B stand for. The Limbus Company Center Self, his Blade Lineage Self, and his Section 7 Self. Now, each one does something different. For his Center Self, as you can see, he's 3rd tier already. He's only level 1, but you can fix that by getting tickets. Again, I will explain in a moment. These skills are what he uses for combat. So, they're also color different for a very particular reason. So, he has Deflect, which is 1 coin toss. If he wins it, he gets +7. If he loses it, he's just 6 at 3. It doesn't do that much damage, but it adds sinking, which is an effect. It's only if you hit heads. So basically, if he wins the coin toss, he's good. You can also see these are his stats, at least right now, because, again, level 1. If you use the defense card and flip coins and get heads, you get +3, and he guards. And I believe guarding stops damage, at least. Now, all your Sinners do have passives as well. Again, the only reason he has these is because he's tier 3. But let me go now to explain the combat. So, you see the 3 colors. There's a reason for that. I believe, if you look over here, you can see the affinities. So, these are all a sin. Or they're matched to a sin. I don't recall them all right off the bat. I believe it's Wrath, Lust, Sloth, Gluttony, Gloom, Pride, and... Honestly, the Gloom one messes me up, so I'm trying to think. Greed? Is purple greed? Purple might be greed. Okay. But you need these in order to activate the egos. Now, each ego has a requirement cost. You get those costs by using the skills that have the corresponding colors. So you can see, he has an orange, a purple, and a blue, and his ego requires a red and 2 yellows. I'm sorry, he has a yellow, a blue, and a purple. And of course, while using this ego, I believe... Yes, well, with this ego equipped, he does suffer more from purple and light blue attacks. Now, these moves are really friggin' good. Like, if you're gonna use them, you're probably gonna win the clash that you're going to engage in. Not to mention, they all have little extra effects and their own passives. So, combat is unique, and I'll probably show that later. But if I go to the Section 7 card, which actually would be the best. So the Section 7 card, this is how one that's not uptied yet looks. As you can see, instead of, I believe, the generic one, who's weak to slashing, this is normal slashing, piercing isn't effective, but blunt damage could cause him big problems. Again, he has a light blue, green, and yellow attacks, but you have to unlock that at tier 3. How do you get tier 3? You use uptying. You can uptie your units for thread. This, of course, increases their speed, which lets them go faster. It gives them bonuses to their, I believe, not just their growth, but maybe even additional effects. There's a number of things and reasons to upgrade your units. Passives and support. And, of course, they all have their individual levels. So, I've been using the 7 section one, mostly due to the fact that it's pretty good. Looking at my second uptied version, this is also a thing. So, if I remember correctly, uptying a tier 2 identity costs, I think it was 10 and then 40. Well, for these, it's 20 and 80. The tier 3. But it's sometimes worth it. I believe, yeah, my boy. So this is Heathcliff, one of my actual personal favorites. And not just because of how he talks, because a lot of these characters have a whole bunch of personality. Honestly, a part of me is a little... I don't want to show you any bit of story, because I want you all to experience it as is. But the story, I'm really liking it so far. I think it's great. The humor that they have in the game is surprising, because I didn't expect much humor from the Project Moon game. Project Moon games are also very... Oh, so very grim. But, what does a tier 3 look like? Behave, all of you. So, again, tier 3s tend to have... The tier 3 identities tend to have a lot of differences to them compared to the normal. Again, the easiest being that Heathcliff, who has red, green, and purple, in tier 3 has purple, red, and orange in his tier... in his normal, or his standard identity. Also, this one brings new things to the table. As you can see, he has ammo. Now, this makes this particular identity a little bit hard to use, because once he runs out, there's no way to refill it. But, again, the uptying helps him out a lot, because he still gets a lot to help him out once he's out of ammo, assuming the fight goes on that long. Now, I'm going to use this tier 3 one to explain a little bit more. Each card has a times, as you can see. Well, each skill has a times number on it, as well as multiple things that happen based off of the coin flips. So Quick Suppression has 5 coin flips. If all of them hit heads, his attack is now 13, which should beat over most others. Oh, and Coin Power +2 at speed 6. He has a 3 to 7 movement. So if he's 6 and he has Quick Suppression, he can very easily overpower, like, most enemies. And on top of that, he inflicts Fragile first, and then starts going at them with Rupture hits, which will do more damage if you coin flip. Okay, so here's how combat works. You coin flip, and so does the enemy. For every positive effect, you obviously get the little marker that's above your action. But once that's done, you then flip again to see how strong the move gets, if it does extra stuff, because it's just a whole bunch of stuff. It's a lot of little, little neat things that make this game so fun. So, obviously, part of the reason for me maxing him out was because I was hoping that this identity would get like a reload type deal, but I guess that would make him too strong currently. Maybe they'll come out with another identity that has some support for his R-Corp 4th Rabbit pack. At least I hope. As you also saw there, little animation playing for maxing out the tier 3 one. They really want you guys to go for them. But I've shown you, obviously, the centers and such, and the teams. The teams are for just in case you want to, like, mix and match, like, identities and such. So, for me personally, I'm probably just going to play around with this. I don't really want to, experiment yet. Maybe once they release more and more identities and such, it'll be different. Who knows? But, like I've been saying, the game itself is a lot of fun. Personally, I think, like, of gacha games that you can get, this is a perfect one to, like, jump into.
마음에 들지 않소. 비추면 안 될 것을 구태여 환히 돋보이게 만들기만 한.
So, what is Limbus? Oh no. You unlock these after beating Chapter 2, which isn't too hard. Not to mention, this game's version of... Okay, so every identity has levels. You can gain levels by going through the stages. You can also swap out the identities by doing this, checking just to make sure, and then going boop, boop, or boop. And don't sleep on the normal ones. Once you get them tier 3, which happens automatically, by the way, you get all their... Oh. There we go. Sorry about that. Oh. Anyway, sorry. Vehicles passing by, being very loud. No, no, shush. Shush. So, who you pick and who you use obviously is very situational. Once you beat a stage, you'll discover, much like in other ones, enemy info, what they're weak to, what damage they deal, so you can customize yourself accordingly. You can also see the weaknesses of the characters and what type of skills they're weak to. The best thing you can do is try to figure out which sinners are your favorites. And if you have to narrow it down, maybe having 2 sinners that you really like, and then the rest be supporting to help you get out your ego moves, or just help you support you in general. Like, well, again, since he's maxed, he needs 3 Wrath to have his gain Wrath resistance and charge count next turn. At 5 charge count, 1 haste and 1 type power up, which plays nicely with his quick suppression. Oh, and his concentrated fire. On top of that, if you have other people who have a lot of wrath skills as well, 1 ally with the highest speed deals 10% pierce damage. Interesting. Now, another very important thing to know about Limbus is that these colors are not just for gaining ego attacks. Okay, since I have so much... I think that's lust. That's funny. If I had... I think the max you can have is 5 sinners out at once. So if I had all 5 of my sinners being units who can use lust skills, you can chain it so that they do more damage. Now I'm going to explain and show more of that in another video. I really wanted to show off a little bit of Limbus Corp because I definitely think it deserves more love. I would love to see more people playing it. Project Moon games are really great, and there's not enough good that can be said about it. I really want to support these devs because I want to see what new stuff they can come up with. And there's a little part of me that's kind of hoping for a more RPG-like one, you know, because I think all their abnormalities and such would be really cool, and they can always add more, as they seem to be doing as well. I think I've rambled enough. It's time to end this video. But expect more in the future. Anyway, I want to thank you all for watching. If you enjoyed the video, if you liked it, you know what to do. Much appreciated if you do. Until next video, I just want to say, laters.